guys, it is Aoife from Friday's Dead Laughing and welcome to Vlogmas Day 13. So today I'm going to be going through some of the books I have on my shelves that are classics, but they're ones that I have not read yet. So I just want to go through them and maybe explain why I haven't read them or when I'm planning to read them. And the first one is one that's already appeared in a video, and it is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I did talk about this last Wednesday and just said that it is a book that I want to read. It's one that's definitely like on my to read list for 2017, so at some point in 2017 I am going to try and read this and just see what the fuss is about and see if I like it. So I'm really looking forward to that. Another book that I have here is one that's very famous, not so much for the book maybe, but for the movie and the musical, and that is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. This one is just, I don't know where I found this. I think it must have been lying around in my house. I just like picked it up and put it in my classics pile. And yeah, it's just one that I think at some point I will probably want to read it. This is volume 1 on it actually, so I'm not sure if there is more to it. But sure, I don't know, but it is on my like classics shelf, and at some point I'll read it. I don't really have any plans, to be honest, to be reading it in the near future. It's just one that is there, and maybe I will have the urge to pick it up, but I'm not sure. The writing in this one is very small, if you can see that, but yeah, this is just maybe a maybe book for now. Another one that I have read that I have not read and I really want to read it is Dracula by Bram Stoker. Number one, it's Dracula. It's very famous. I want to know what this original vampire story is about. I want to read it and just find out. And number two, Bram Stoker is Irish, so no, I really should be reading this book considering it is a classic. It is such a big deal, and the author is Irish. So yes, I got this a year and a half ago. Meant to read it that October, didn't. Meant to read it this October, didn't. So maybe I just should read it at some point during the year instead of waiting for October, because then I just forget about it and then I don't read it. So we will see if I actually get around to reading it at some point in the year. But it is one that's like on my top list on top of the list to read. So hopefully I'll get to it. Another one I really want to read is Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas. This is one that I obviously know the story of very well because I have watched the movie and the TV show and all those ones. And I do enjoy the story. I do enjoy the overall story of the Three Musketeers. It's one my brother read a lot when he was younger. He's read it 2 or 3 times. I think he really enjoyed it. But I don't know, I was always just more of Jane Austen-y when I was like a little bit younger, and when I turned to classics that I picked up when I just first started reading classic, it was Jane Austen, and a little bit of Dickens, Oliver Twist, that kind of thing. So this one just kind of kept getting pushed down the pile, and I did get this a couple of years ago. I got it for like a book club read that was on at some point a year and a half ago. I can't remember which one it was, but I obviously never read it. I got it for that and then I never read it. So that was a massive fail, but this is definitely one that I do want to read eventually. I also have Robin Hood here, and this is by Henry Gilbert. I love Robin Hood. I love everything about Robin Hood. And I've never read the book, and it's one that I really want to read. I can't remember where I got this one either. I think I got it at a fair or something like that, where it was only like a couple of euro or something. And yeah, it's one I definitely want to actually read the proper story of, because I normally love any kind of Robin Hood stories. So this is definitely one that's to be read really soon. Little Women by Louisa M. Alcott is also one that I've never read. I got this on an online bookstore. Unfortunately it isn't in great condition. Like, I mean, the pages and stuff are fine, but it is marked here and it's kind of an ugly cover as well that I don't really like. So I think I might read this and then give it away, and then I might, if I feel like it's something I'll read again, I might buy a nicer copy for myself. But yeah, this is one that I think maybe I'll pick up really soon because it's not very long. It's only like 200 pages. So it's probably one that I can probably settle down to maybe in the new year and read. So I think that might be a plan for me. These two other ones I have here I must have picked up somewhere, and they're both really old. And this one is A Midsummer's Night Dream. So this is the play. I think it's a play. I think this might have been given to my mum at some point when she was younger, and I picked it up from there, and I found it in something either belonging to my mum or my dad or something when they were younger. I picked this up and put it on my shelf. But yeah, this is just one that I have lying around really. And another one I have here is also super old, and it's definitely one I wouldn't be reading from this copy, but it is on my shelf and it's a story I have not read, and it's Charles Dickens' Nicholas Nickleby. As you can see from this cover, it is really old. I'd actually love to find out how old it actually is. It's like yellowing and browning in the pages, and it's quite delicate when I'm turning the pages. I can kind of feel them, and I'm just like I'm afraid to touch it too much, to be honest. This is one I think my gran found somewhere in her house, and it must have belonged to someone as she gave it to me a couple of months ago, or not a couple of months ago, a few months ago, 6 months ago. And yeah, I just have it, but Nicholas Nickleby is something that I do need to read, so I will have to get another copy that is actually readable and just keep this one as like, you know, for like a bit of a, just a keepsake kind of thing. But yeah, this is one I do have to read. Dracula by Daphne du Maurier appeared in my October TBR and I never got around to it. I have recently read Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier, and I really enjoyed that, so this is definitely one I'm going to be picking up really soon, January or February, I swear. So yes, I do want to find out what the fuss is about Rebecca and see if I like it as much as I liked Jamaica Inn. So yes. Another Charles Dickens one that I haven't read is Great Expectations. I've never actually even watched any adaptations of Great Expectations. I know there's a movie that came out pretty recently, that like the last 5 years or so. So that's definitely one that I need to check out, read, and then watch the movie as well. I think I found this one lying around somewhere in my mum and dad's holiday house, and I basically just like raid libraries everywhere and just like take books, like if they're belonging to like my mum and dad, obviously I just like kind of pick up and like will move things over to my bookshelf kind of thing. So yeah, I definitely stole that from there. And then another one I took from the holiday house is Tessa the Dubervilles by Thomas Hardy. This is one that's just really intrigued me for years and I've just never picked it up. And I brought this specifically down from Donegal to read it, and I still haven't read it, so this is definitely one that's I'm definitely going to attempt to read next year, but we will see. I'm going to try and read maybe a classic every 2 months or something. I might set myself a challenge just to try and get through some of these, because there are so many great classics that I like. Some are here and others I haven't even heard of or I can't remember, but there are so many great ones, so I do want to kind of open up my reading range a little bit to try and read a little bit more rather than just the really well-known ones. But we will see for now if that actually gets done. But those are the ones that I do have on my shelf that I plan to read at some point in the future. So yes, please let me know if you've read any of these classics, if there are any classics that you want to read but maybe are too scared to, or if you have ones lying around that you haven't picked up yet. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys again next time.